Hey guys, welcome back to Rod Smoking Stuff. So this is my vertical offset smoker that I built myself. I call it Rusty because when I was building it, my youngest boy came out and said, "Dad, what are you going to do with that rusty old can?" So it's named the Rusty Old Can. We call it Rusty for short. Anyway, today we're going to be cooking some baby back ribs. This is going to be a beginner's guide to cooking baby back ribs. I'm going to show you how to cook ribs the easy way, so that anybody could do it. They're going to taste great. They're going to be tender. All the things that everybody wants in a good baby back rib. So stick around and we'll show you how that's done. Okay guys, first of all, when you eat your ribs, you want to see if they have a membrane on them. And you want to remove that membrane. These ribs that I've been getting from Costco lately have been coming with the membrane already removed from them. So they're a baby back rib. Some of them, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. These ones happen to have it removed. That's the second package I've got from Costco that's had the membrane already removed. So anyway, I'm going to bring you in closer and we're going to show you how we get these seasoned up. We're going to use some yellow mustard as a binder. We're going to use some of this CC Riders rib rub. You can use your favorite rub. You don't have to use this. Anything works that you like. Okay guys, so first thing you want to do, give your yellow mustard a little shake. Now if you have to remove that membrane, spread this on here. You can get just a spoon and a paper towel. You get up underneath it and pull it off. It's not hard to get off, but you want to make sure it's gone. Like I say, luckily on these ones, didn't have one. Now I'm cooking a rack and a half here, just because that's exactly what it takes to feed my family with barely any leftovers. So you can cook 2 full racks, whatever you want. This is just what I do. That way I can buy a package from Costco and I get 2 meals out of one package of 3, so it works out pretty good. You don't really need to do any trimming on these. You can clean them up a little bit if you want, but it's not necessary. Then just come in with your rub. I put a pretty good thick layer of rub on there. You can do it how you like. Just get a nice even coating on both sides. A lot of people don't use a binder. It's not necessary. With me, it just depends on how moist the meat is. If it's got a lot of moisture in it, then I won't use a binder. But if it doesn't, then I'll put a binder on it. Like the mustard. I've used ranch dressing, I've used barbecue sauce, I've used mayonnaise. Some of them you can tell a little bit of a difference, but for the most part it's pretty much the same. Actually, ranch dressing, you can taste a difference, but it depends on if you like the taste of ranch or not, because you can taste it. Anyway, we got these seasoned up. Next thing we're going to do, we got to get our smoker warmed up. Today, we're going to be cooking on old Rusty here. And so we're going to get this filled up, about a half a thing of charcoal. So I'm using today this B&B lump charcoal. We'll start out with about half a chimney full on this smoker. This is my homemade smoker, the one I built. I'm starting to like it. Got a couple tumbleweeds under there to get that going. Alright, so we've got our fire burning, log caught fire. We're going to close this up, let our smoker heat up. Hey guys, we're going to get these ribs put on. We got our smoker up to 225 degrees. We're going to keep it between 225 and 250 is kind of what we're shooting for. Might spike up to 275 once in a while. Now you can smoke these on a pellet grill, on Weber kettle, whatever you want to smoke it on, you can smoke them. Just keep it between that temperature range, so you can follow this no matter what kind of smoker you're using. So we're gonna basically put these on. We're gonna let them go until I just let them smoke until they have the kind of bark that I want on them. And once they get to that point, then I wrap them up. A lot of people say 3, 2, 1. I say that's a general guide, but it's not where you should be. Basically, like I say, we're just gonna let these smoke until you can basically rub it with your finger and the rub and the bark doesn't come off. So let's get these put on. We're smoking today with some hickory wood, just because that's what I have. I usually prefer fruit wood with pork, but I didn't have any today, so I'm going with the hickory, which will be fine. It's a little stronger smoke flavor, but it's going to be just fine. I like it. I actually like a stronger smoke flavor myself. A lot of people don't, but I do. Okay, we got these on there. We're just going to close it up before we lose all of our heat, and let it roll. And so we'll be back. We'll be back with you in a couple hours to check on these and see how our rub's looking and how the bark's looking on the ribs. All right, guys, we're going to check on these ribs. It's been about 2.5 hours. Now, what I'm looking for here, when I rub this, you can see that rub doesn't come off. That means we're done and we're ready to wrap these. So we're gonna get these off, get them over to the table and wrap them up. All right, guys, so this is what I was showing you. See how that rub just stays? That's what you want. What we're gonna do is add some butter here. We'll put a couple pieces of this in here and we're gonna wrap these bone side up. So I'm going to put some of that in there. I like to add a little bit of brown sugar, like that. Maple syrup or honey. Make sure you use the pure maple syrup. If you use the imitation stuff, it'll burn. Just like so. And then we're going to put a little bit of apple juice in there. Want to wrap these up nice and tight. Not about yay much apple juice. Just like so. You want to wrap those up pretty tight. Tighter the better. And I always double wrap them. Now at this point, you don't really have to put them back on your smoker. If you don't want to keep tending a fire, you can put them in the oven. You can put them on a pellet grill. You can do whatever with them. I think I'll throw these back on the smoker just because my fire's already going. And I'm going to get this other rack wrapped up. Yeah, here's this other rack. You can see how good those look. The rub stays on there. That's when you know they're ready to wrap. Okay, so we got those ribs back on the smoker. We're going to let those ride for a couple hours, then we'll check them. I find about 1.5 to 2 hours is about perfect if you're running between 225 and 250. So we'll come back into it in an hour and a half, probe them a little bit, see how they feel. If they feel good, we'll pull them off. If not, we'll keep going for a little bit longer. Alright guys, so our ribs have been on here a couple hours. We're going to take this short rack out, unwrap it, and check it, see if we're done yet. Okay, we're gonna see what we got here. Starting to pull back on the bones a little bit here. Let's see what our temp is. Yeah, they're right about 200. So it's time to get these off. Okay guys, so this is what you're looking for when these are done. Right here, you see how these bones are pulling away from the meat? And like I say, I probed those. They're about 198 to 205. You can tell if I bend them, they'd crack. That's about where you want them. So they have a good bite through. They're gonna be nice and tender and come off clean from the bone. But they're not just mush. You don't want mush either. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these sauced. So I just put barbecue sauce on these. You can use your favorite barbecue sauce. And they're, like I say, this is a beginner's dill. You can tweak this recipe any way you want to tweak it. Make it your own. This is how I do them. But this will get you a good starting point, and then you can tweak it to your liking from there. So the thing is with barbecue, everybody likes something a little bit different. And that's why there's so many different opinions of how stuff should be done, because people's tastes are so different. Oh yeah, this one's looking good too. Let me show this to you. I'm gonna come on closer there. Look at those bones pulling through there. You can see the way we done that though, our bark's still stuck to there. That's why you want to make sure that that doesn't rub off with your finger before you wrap it up. So I can rub this on there. My bark, my seasoning doesn't come off because that was put on there, was set on there before we put it in the wrap. If you don't let it get set, it will come off when you wrap it up. Okay, so we got these all sauced up. Put a little more on this one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these back on the smoker for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and then we'll come back and eat them. Okay guys, we're going to put these back on here and let that sauce get all set up. One rack. Here's our half rack. Okay, we're just going to let those go. We'll come back and check with you as soon as they're finished up. Alright guys, these ribs have been on here about half hour, 45 minutes. We're going to get them off, take a look at them and have a taste. Look at that. Some good looking ribs. Get our other rack here. Those are mighty fine looking. We're going to have to get a taste of these. Okay guys, so we're going to have a try of these ribs here. You can let them rest if you want. We let them rest a few minutes. They don't really need it on ribs. Let me get a couple of these off here. Try this out. Look at this. You can see the smoke ring in there. It's a good looking rib. I'm gonna have a taste of this thing. Oh yeah. Perfect bite on that thing. I better give one to the cameraman, see what he thinks. See that, how it comes clean off the bone when you bite it? That's a perfect rib. It's not mushy, but it's tender enough it just comes off the bone. Look at that clean bone. That's how you want it to look. It's perfect. So anyway, that's how I cook the perfect rib. If you're a beginner, this is a good recipe for you. It's easy. It's easy to start with, and makes really good ribs. You can modify it from here to your liking, but this will get you going, and you'll really like this recipe. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up and a like, and share this video, and subscribe because it's free, and we'll see you on the next one.